Welcome everyone to the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival 2021. My name is Dania Wright. Thank you for joining us. This year, our full program will be screened online from September 22nd to tomorrow, September 28th, with our new media exhibition available online as well. Feel free to comment and ask any question you have for the filmmaker, and we will try to answer them during the session. And of course, don't forget you can check out the films at ttfilmfestival.com. We would also like to thank our TTFF sponsors and partners. NGC is our signature sponsor this year, and we have leading sponsorship from Shell Trinidad and Tobago and Republic Bank Limited, as well as contributing and supporting sponsorship from NLCB and Sports and Culture Fund, respectively. So today I have with me Marcel Beltran with the film Option Zero. It's a film about Cuban migrants trying to make it out of Cuba. So let's start with why the title Option Zero.
Wow, it's a good one for the very beginning. Well, first, I want to thank the festival. I'm pretty happy to be part. It's my first film that is part of the selection of the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival, which is very important for the area, for the Caribbean, and especially for us, the Cuban filmmakers. And also to thank all the people that contribute in many ways to make a reality a reality of this film, which was kind of difficult to make it. Option Zero, I don't know. I think if you the original title in Spanish is La Opción Cero, which is if you translate it in English, it can be option zero or zero option. But here is like the point is option zero means that you have another option when you don't have any option. You have the zero options. And it's like you have to do something or you are next to the end. So when you don't know what else you can do, you got the zero option, and it's probably in the case of the Cuban people, just leave the country and try to make your own path.
Let's talk a little bit about the wet feet, dry feet policy, and with the end of that policy, what does that mean for Cubans? But what does that mean for other countries like Panama and Colombia and Brazil?
Yes, yeah. In the context of the film, I think the change of this policy in a way contribute to make more visible the path of the Cuban people crossing the continent and trying to achieve the United States, because before that was legal in a way. You just have to get the Mexico and States border, and as a Cuban, you have some rights to ask for political asylum and humanitarian asylum, stuff like that. That this is not working anymore. And in that sense, I think the Cuban are right now more next to the Latin American migrants that are in the same difficult situation. But I don't know. I think the Cuban migration to the United States came to be known to the world through the Balseros phenomenon, which was in the 90s and make more visible all the Cuban people trying to go to the United States. But now these new migrants have to come to use another resources. After obtaining a visa, legal visa, sometimes they leave the country, they sell all the stuff, the houses, the car, if someone has a car, stuff like that. And they travel through the continent, sometimes to the end of the end, let's say, I don't know, Uruguay, and they try to reach the goal by foot, walking, and all possible routes have a path in common, which is the dense and dangerous Darien Gap between Colombia and Panama. And there is where my film take place in a way. You know, I met these people in Panama where they're stranded in this, let's say, because it's not, I don't know, they are in an illegal situation and they are in this pastoral social caritas with where they have a place to stay, but they all crossed the jungle. So they start to change with me the experience on the crossing the jungle that they took with their phones. Let's say, Dinia, that was the very first moment that I felt that, okay, here is a film. You know, I think this has to be told. And it took almost 3 years to complete the film. So was not just, and it's an editing film working with an archive because I used the source of the cell phones and on all the stuff, but I use it as an archive. Something which is very particular here is that they are not taking like portraits of doing self videos just to make I don't know, to have like a memory. It's not like that. They're sometimes using the cell phone to protect themselves, and we don't have too much records of. It's more like Facebook Live, like this one. It's more like, you know, stuff like what stuff that they do in order to allow others to see what they are living. So it's a complete different experience because in the situation of the film where they're stuck and they're in a limbo and they don't know what will be next, the film is traveling in this cell phone reality in a way. And let's say that at some point, making the film start to make myself in a way that changed me. You know? At the very beginning, I was living in Cuba. I was to Panama. I shot the film, and now I'm not living in Cuba. You know, it was a very migration path also for me, taking care of this film. And sometimes well, with my colleagues, I did a game saying, well, this is kind of a self-portrait with crossing migrants in a way, because it's a film that in a subtle level talks about myself.
Let's talk about the material a little. You said it's a lot of Facebook
Yeah.
lives, a lot of, you know, personal. What was the moment? Well, I can see there was a moment in the film where you got that suggestion from one of the ladies in the camp, and then what was the process afterwards to even start gathering that much footage?
Yeah.
And then also when you answer that one, let's talk about your writing process and the editing process afterwards.
Yeah. Well, here is no writing process at the very beginning. It's a film that it's a situation that, let's say, this is a film that was born as an island, are born, perhaps. You know, it's like a volcanic eruption that has no precise reason and always arrive without any warning. You know. Of course, it's true that I saw some signs that make you think that, okay, it can be a film that probably I would like to do, but not see it rather than that. You know, I think it's not a film that you can find. It's a film that finds you in a way. So someday I was there, and that situation came across in front of me, and I decided to commit myself. But in the very beginning, I was not planning to shoot. I was just joining my I don't know how to say, my Cuban brothers and sisters, and trying to understand this situation. But they began to share with me the mobile experience. And I said, it can be, this is pretty interesting. It's a material that I never seen in my life before. And probably there was, at this time was when the songwriting process appears, kind of a diary process, let's say, but not too much, because it was not a situation that you can be prepared and ask your friends or people and came. I was shooting alone, and also I did the editing alone. So it was too much, let's say, to take care in an emotional way also. So the writing process came after the film was shot, and the editing process was the writing process, let's say. Was the process when you have to this, because listen, it was kind of 100 cell phones, but with pretty little excerpts, pretty little fragments, pretty little, like this guy shoot 30 seconds, then his battery gone off and no more. So if you see in the first section of the film, you have like maybe 17 minutes of a reconstruction of the journey through the Rians Gap, and town. So you that was the hardest part, let's say. Try to find the levels, the different narrative in order to make a dense reality, in order to construct the limbo that I was living and feeling with them. So that's not easy, and that's something that you cannot write. Okay, let's construct a limbo in this section. It's something that you have to try and try and try and try. Another thing, Renia, that was pretty difficult is, okay, what's going on with these people? Why they're trying to escape from Cuba? What happened in Cuba? If Cuba is a sunny country, and I don't know, people that probably came before for vacations, like I find it something so beautiful, and so it's not Syria, it's not Afghanistan, So for Cuban people, this is a film. For people that are not Cuban, I felt the call to try to make it visible in a way, but not in a let's say, I don't know how to say it, but not just say like pretty, I don't know,
Pretty things about Cuba.
yes, just put a test and say in Cuba, blah 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 blah. Keep going with the aesthetic that also the film is trying to defend, which is the aesthetic of the precarity and the aesthetic of the compression of the cell phone. I think this is so important to understand the film. At the very beginning, we say, okay, this film cannot be a beautiful film, because the situation is not beautiful. You cannot say, oh, the gap is so beautiful, the jungle. No, it's a film that is a kind of a rough and difficult animal that you cannot understand, and you are watching through the distance. Because the other thing,
so usually with a film like yours, usually other filmmakers have chosen to choose one character and then follow that character throughout the film. Yes. And there's no central character in your film at all. Why did you choose to do it that way?
Absolutely. And you know what? Listen, during the journey, the migrants refers to himself and his experience in plural. They start to speak in plural. They stop to think in me, I know. They when they look, they see a community. They see that they are all Cuban and they're trying to, which is very interesting. And in this singular way to avoid the ego stuff, I think the migrants became like a choir without director. So everyone is trying to talk and to say, and there is the hashtag stuff and the Facebook like stuff, and there is the post it, share it, and all this. But at the end, Dinia, for me, this is building like a big silence. Because in the other side of the screen on your cell phone, in the other side there is no one, because you are watching a hashtag. You are not next to the bodies. You are not next to what they're feeling. And we became like very, let's say, in a way, comfortable just watching difficult stuff and things on TV and the news, and so we know how to deal with that, and then go to bed and sleep with any problem. So I think at the end, also the experience to became to build a relationship with them was also like fragments of relationships. Was not a relationship with someone that bring me to the camp and then I met someone. No, it's it's real life, So this guy is here today, but at the next day he was gone, and I never have any news about him. So it was kind of this. So I decided that this is not a film that I have to build like a biographical story about someone, and at the end you start to wondering, oh, what happened to him, what happened to her, or what happened to. No, I think it's more like try to tell the concept of this density of these people, of this migrant silence covered by empty words, and how the social media and all this is like a leitmotif in this cycle, And I don't know. Other thing, let's say that touched me a lot. I think in this mission that leads that makes you make a serious transformation of your identity, and identity, let's say, like inside and outside. It's not just I'm Cuban and now I'm talking more about spirituality, let's say, about the soul. And it's something that is pretty I don't know, let's say the profound moral crisis between the law and the justice in our society, because what they're doing is against the law, is not legal. But at the same time, you are also are thinking, if this is there justice about,
Yeah.
you think is okay. Justice and law are not always in
No,
the
they're not.
same.
They're
They're
not.
not, right? So for me, it was kind of touching to
All
this
right.
kind of.
Well, thank you again. This was an amazing conversation, amazing film, with a really new and refreshing approach. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So thank you guys, our audience, for joining us as well. Don't forget, you can still catch all of these great films as they're still screening today. They're still screening tomorrow. Just check out the ttfilmfestival.com website, where you can find out all the information you need on how to purchase tickets. And so we have one more day left. Get in as many films as you can. We still have our new media experiences as well. So check those out. And peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much.